Hi Pisces, welcome to May. This is Teresa from tarotbyt.com. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy and create some sacred space around this reading. Okay, and I want to say thank you for liking and sharing my videos. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And thank you for commenting, taking the time out to comment. I really appreciate your feedback. It's always good to hear what people think of the readings, and it's good to hear that some of the readings have helped people. And for those of you who have purchased readings, thank you also for your support. I've enjoyed working with all of you, and I really appreciate meeting new people, and I just love doing readings for people, actually. It's just, especially when I can help someone, that really helps. That really brings joy to my heart. So let's see what's going on for Pisces for the month of May. What does Pisces need to know? We have a new moon in Taurus on May 15th and a full moon in Sagittarius on the 29th. So let's see how that's going to affect you. We'll find that. I'll get into that later. So for now, what does Pisces need to know about love and relationships for the month of May? What does Pisces need to know about love and relationships for the month of May? And anything else that may be important. What is coming up for Pisces? Okay. The Emperor, the Seven of Cups, the Ten of Wands, the High Priestess, the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, and the Justice card. Well, that's wonderful. Okay, so you start out with the Emperor. This could represent, it could represent you, and you're trying to build something solid and stable. You're very organized, disciplined. You're trying to be disciplined. You're trying to create something. This card comes up, it's usually the CEO, the executive, the boss. So you may be trying to create some type of stability in your life, in a relationship. It could also represent a person that you're dealing with that you can really depend on, that you have a good partner. But usually when it's the first card in the reading, it can represent the person who is asking the question. So I can see this. These are qualities that you're going to have to tap into in the month of May. Your leadership ability, your organizational ability, your ability to lead and to be organized and disciplined. Now, what's crossing this is the Seven of Cups. So there could be some confusion in May, like you're trying to make a choice about where to focus your energy. You want to build something, but you're not quite sure what direction to go in. There could be a lot of options open to you, especially with this Eight of Wands coming. Doors are going to be opening up. Opportunities are going to be coming in May. And you're going to have to really know what you want. You might have been dreaming about the different options and not taking action. But I think you're going to start to have to take action. Especially by June, because you have a time card here. June, this summer, there could be some new beginnings in a relationship. So if you're trying to decide about someone in your life, do I want this person in my life? Do I love this person? Do I not love this person? How do I feel about this person? You're going to have to really do some thinking. I mean, I think that you're involved with someone who is very good for you. I think that also that this person may want to formalize the relationship because there's a Hierophant here. This is a card of, following tradition, making a commitment. You may feel that this person's a little bit stubborn. That's the only downside you're not sure about, because the person is very conservative, very doesn't seem to be open to change. And Pisces is very fluid. You know, you kind of you're very easygoing. You're not very rigid, but you might be dealing with someone who is very rigid, who's very almost military. You know, and if this represents a guy in your life, the Emperor, or an important, it could be a father figure whose opinion you respect, an authority figure. It could be someone who's either an Aries, Capricorn, or Scorpio, or it could be someone who is in a position of authority, someone who is a leader in some way, an entrepreneur, a boss. It could be a military figure. And maybe you're not sure about this relationship because you have the Seven of Cups here. You're like, I don't know, do I want this? And you also have the Seven of Swords here. It's like you're not really, it's like you may be wondering if this person is being honest with you or not, or if you're hearing the truth. You're wanting to check the person out. It's like you're not believing everything that you're being told. You're wondering, is this person for real? You've been working really hard in the past with the Ten of Wands, and you're about ready to put your burden down. When you come to the 10, you've done your work. Your work is completing in some area. And you're ready to like release this burden so that you can enjoy life. So you might be trying to make a decision about finishing up something and then moving on to something else. The High Priestess is in the reading. So there are things going on behind the scenes that you need to be aware of. Not positive things, not negative. But you might also be tapping into your intuition. You might be taking some time out to listen to that inner voice. So follow your intuition. If you're feeling a gut feeling about something or someone in a relationship, follow that. Trust that. I think that the Emperor usually represents someone that's very dependable, someone you can count on, someone who has your back. And you have the Knight of Cups here, so there's a proposal coming and new love. There could be a new beginning in a relationship. The Eight of Wands can represent the arrows of love, messages coming in. In a career situation, it could represent doors opening up. So someone may offer you even a new job or a new opportunity to be creative, something in a creative environment. So there are going to be some new beginnings coming in May, and also especially in June, July, because this is a time card that represents June, July, August. And the Justice card here as an outcome, if you meet someone over the summer, I think they're going to be very well suited to you. You're going to feel that that you're very compatible with this person. They could be a little bit stubborn and a little set in their ways, but for the most part, I think it's going to be an exciting time. The only thing is you need to make sure that you're being honest, that you're not sneaking. This is a card of the sneak. And I don't know if there's like something going on in your life that you have to keep hidden. Or maybe you're afraid to trust someone, like you're not sure if you can trust them, if they're trying to steal from you or take credit for your work or your ideas. So those are some issues that are concerning you. This is in your fears. It may not be an issue, it just may be something that you're worried about because maybe in the past you were betrayed by someone, and so you're being cautious now. But I really think that that this new love can be really exciting. It could be fun. And it could be that these feelings just came up out of nowhere, that they developed suddenly. That, you know, one day you're friends, next day you're finding that you're in love with this person. Or you're wanting to take the relationship to the next level, because the Hierophant, if you're dealing with someone, this card usually represents the person and how they feel. They're very spiritual and very wise. They have a lot of wisdom. So you might be meeting someone that is on a spiritual path and has a lot of wisdom to share. It could be a teacher, even someone that you meet in some type of educational environment. But there's definitely, like, the Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love, and the Knight of Cups is, you know, romance. It could be someone who's very artistic as well. Someone very romantic, very artistic, very creative, very kind kind of lives a little bit in a dream world. The Knight of Cups energy, and you could feel almost like there's some kind of karmic connection with this person. The Knight of Cups usually represents someone like with a karmic tie, especially with the Justice card in the reading. I feel like it's kind of like a karmic relationship that might be coming this spring and summer, starting in May and moving into the summer. I think that you may be dealing with the person in May, but it may not start, the romance may not take off until summer. Now, if you're already in an existing relationship, you could have a new beginning in that relationship where you have a new way of loving or a new approach to this relationship. You could be dealing with someone that is a little bit unconventional, and if you want to fit them into some type of mold, they're not gonna want to be molded into a traditional, or maybe that's you. You don't want a traditional relationship. You may not want. Maybe they're wanting a traditional relationship and you're wanting more freedom. Either way, there's an opportunity for love coming in May. So, and I think you'll find with the Justice card that it's kind of like a karmic reward. Like you've been through a lot and you've been struggling for a while, and now here comes this new relationship that's kind of like a reward for everything you've been through. So don't, if you have any misgivings or any mistrust, just talk to the person. You know, don't keep your thoughts to yourself or your suspicions to yourself. Talk it out, and then maybe you could come to some kind of agreement or understanding. Maybe there's a new career opportunity and you have to keep your plans under wrap for a while. You're not ready to go public with it yet. So it could be that you meet someone, or if it's not a relationship, if it's a career thing, you need to keep it under wraps while it's in development. And then once it goes public, it's going to be good. I mean, the Ace of Cups is always a new beginning that you feel really emotional about. So let's see what the astrology is happening is for May. So your new beginning is happening in the 3rd house, the new moon in Taurus, which is favorable to your sign. You have Mars and Pluto in the 11th house, which is supporting this new beginning. So it could be that you're finding a new way to promote your talent. Because the 3rd house has to do with communication, marketing, reaching out, doing some type of writing even, maybe creative writing. And it's going to bring in some new security, since it's a, in Taurus, this new marketing or advertising campaign, whatever it is going to bring in some money. You're going to feel more secure. The 11th house, you have Mars and Pluto there, so you're dealing with some powerful people that can really help you. You're making strong connections, and you're having the energy to really achieve a goal or a dream. You have Jupiter in the 9th house, so you might be dealing with some people, something with higher education, teaching, learning. You might be meeting someone who's got a different, opened your mind to a different way of thinking or spiritual beliefs. You might be dealing with someone who has an unconventional spiritual path, and they're opening your mind to this new path, or they're teaching you new things, expanding, because Jupiter is a planet of expansion and broadening your horizons in some way. So you could be traveling to the foreign, or dealing with foreigners, dealing with countries that are outside of your immediate area. You have Neptune is in Pisces, so, and it's very strong in Pisces. Your planet, your ruling planet, is going through your 1st house right now. So it's making you, really it's bringing greater compassion. You're feeling more compassionate, more spiritual. Maybe you feel like you don't want to deal with the reality of the world. You just want to escape. You want to live in it's like you have this utopian dream of how life should be. And you're just seeing things from a different perspective, from a divine perspective. And it's changing the way you're being seen in the world. You're coming across as more spiritual, more compassionate. It can also bring sometimes confusion, because you're trying on different identities and people are not sure who you are. You know, you're kind of experimenting with who you are. So you want to be careful when Neptune's in your first house. You want to be careful that you surround yourself with positive people, because you don't want to be absorbing the negative energy of others. Now, the full moon happens in Sagittarius on the 29th, and that's affecting your 10th house. So some career objective or some goal is coming to completion, and it's affecting your home life too. So it could be that a relationship, you know, the 10th house is the house of status. There could be a change in a relationship where you decide to commit. Or it could be a change in your career where things are, you know, you're finishing up a big project. You have the North Node in Leo, which is trining this full moon, or the full moon is trining the North Node. So you may feel that the work you're doing right now is getting you on your karmic path. You're changing the direction of your career to something that really speaks to your values and speaks to who you are. You have Mars going through the 12th house, so that's shaking up. It's like stirring up whatever's hidden. So if you have any psychological blocks, or if there's anything that you need to deal with, you might be, and if you're angry about something, sometimes Mars in the 12th, you suppress your anger. So you might be upset and not talking about it. So you may want to talk about it. Don't hide your anger. Release anything that's holding you back, anything you're sweeping under the rug, you're going to want to bring up and deal with. Jupiter and, well, Venus is in your 5th house, so definitely there could be a new love attraction, a new romance. And it's opposing Saturn in the 11th house. So you could meet someone through a group that you belong to or one of your friends. And there could be an age difference with Saturn and Venus involved. It could be also that if it works, it could be something that where one of you acts like the parent to the other. One of you might be older and the other person is young and learning. So you could be teaching someone, being like a guide or a mentor to someone. And in that case, I mean, sometimes Saturn brings stability. It can bring, make things appear difficult because Saturn demands that you do the work, that you take responsibility. So you can't play with Saturn. You can't just say, well, I just want to date and I just want to have fun. Saturn's like, no, you have to be serious with me. So this person, if you meet someone, they're not going to, you know, you have to do the right things with them. You have to be serious. You have to show them that you mean business, that you're interested in a serious relationship. Otherwise, they won't give you the time of day. So you have to be, you can't just be playing with the person. So you want to be honest. So here you have to look at your intentions. Like, what do I want from this relationship? Am I being honest in this relationship? Is this person being honest with me? You know, you just want to be above board and let the person know where you're coming from. But there could be some romance coming in May for you. Definitely. And as Mars moves into Aquarius, well, it's in Capricorn, it's in your 11th house, but it's going to be moving into the 12th house. So don't repress your anger. Don't be afraid to speak up if something is not working for you. And it's helping you to deal with issues. Mars is triggering the unconscious part of your chart. So you may want to be cutting out whatever's no longer working. Mars can help you do that. Mars gives you the energy to go deep into your psyche and get rid of whatever has been holding you back, or at least deal with it. Start to learn to deal with it. But it's not very aggressive. It's not very aggressive when it's hidden. So you might be hiding your ambition or your aggressiveness, or even your sexuality, because Mars represents sex. So, but you may have hang-ups around all those issues. So you may want to deal with that while Mars is in the 12th house. And Uranus is going into Taurus, and Chiron, the wounded healer, is moving out of your sign and moving into Aries. So that is kind of interesting. It's almost like you've been playing the martyr for many years, and now it's time for you to take a new direction You know, it's a, maybe you can teach, or maybe you can make money helping others heal the wounds that you've already dealt with. You know, Chiron, as the wounded healer, you know, you have a wound, and because of that wound, you're able to help others with similar wounds. And that, with Chiron moving into your second house, you might be able to earn money as a counselor, helping people deal with wounds that you've already experienced, that you know really well. And you're going to help, you might have new ways of dealing with all of that. But in any case, I think you're going to be getting your message out there with Uranus in the third house. Starting in May. It'll be in Taurus in May and June, and at some point it's going to move back into Aries, and then it will move back into Taurus and stay there for 7 years. So it's going to be a little back and forward for a while this year, and then it will go back into Taurus. So then it's full speed ahead for you. And Taurus is supportive to Pisces, so it's a good time to get your message out there, to do any kind of marketing campaign, or to, you know, have sudden things happen in your environment, your local environment. Now, when Uranus is in the third house, you want to be careful that, you know, because that involves travel also, the third house. Don't rush around, you know, don't be careless about driving, you know. You want to make sure that you don't rush into things and then wind up tripping on something or whatever. So, but for the most part, the higher message of Uranus is to be able to communicate your ideas in a unique way, using maybe technology even, or just having, you know, these flashes of inspiration that you feel the need to share with the world. So it's time to, you know, you're a very spiritual person. Maybe it's time to share that knowledge, share that wisdom with the world. Share your perspective, your unique perspective with others. And enjoy this new love. It's almost like it's destiny with the Justice card here. So enjoy May, Pisces. If you're committing to someone in a relationship, enjoy the love in your life. If you're starting a relationship with somebody new, many blessings, much love, much prosperity. I hope you enjoyed this reading. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.